Previously on Two Past Midnight.
He's got Clark's 357 kind of just spinning it every once in a while, wondering why he doesn't just shoot Valentine in his sleep.
Brian, I wouldn't even be mad. As a player, story-wise, this is interesting.
No hobo.
Dang it, you called no hobo. I got it.
I'm going to say hobo.
The GM said hobo.
I love this dilemma.
This is your character, dude. What?
Gosh, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it.
Holy fuck. So, do you guys remember where we cut away last time?
Oh, I do.
Oh, yeah? Do you?
Brick killed a guy.
You know,
That
I don't really
escalated
remember.
quickly.
Yeah, Emmett shot, what's his name? Whatever, doesn't matter.
Just one more on the list of Jeremy's characters.
Valenko or
Jacob.
Something
Jacob.
like that.
It was Jacob. He shot
Was
Jacob.
it Jacob?
No, it wasn't Jacob. Get out of here.
Vibraphone.
Emmett liked Jacob.
Man, that is a hatred that's never going to die, huh, Kyle?
No.
It won't.
And I can't justify the through line of me not liking Jacob to characters that haven't met Jacob.
I know.
I've never met him.
That's the best part about it.
Yep. I mean, what? Jacob didn't even make it past episode
10?
He's still alive.
He left at 10?
Right, but I mean, like, he,
9 or 10, yeah.
as a constant character, he didn't... Birds of a Feather, whatever that was. Yeah, that was... You've really been holding a grudge, Kyle. We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's been like 90 episodes
Yeah.
since 90
It's
plus
been
since
like
he left.
2 years.
Forgive, Kyle. Forgive.
Plus. 2 years
I got a lot
plus.
going on, guys. Let me have this.
He gave a couple of guns to some Polish people. Get over it.
Well, Jacob wasn't even in the group by the time the podcast went live. Like in our
accurate.
actual playing.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We had like 12 in the bag, didn't we?
It was almost that. It might have been recorded the week that, yeah. But yeah, so Valentine got shot and killed by Emmett, and Murph was going to go talk to, what's his name? Jelko. So Bruce and Emmett were going to go to the church, and then Chris was going to go meet them at the church when he's done talking to Jelko. That was your guys' plan.
Murph has 24 hours.
Just got 24 hours to get to the church. Oh, there was one more thing I want to cover real quick that's not these guys related that I realized while editing, a mistake I made. So when you stabilize a crit that's at a stretch, it doesn't become completely stable until it's been treated at a shift level. Then it becomes stable at that point. So it goes from round to stretch.
So which one of those two can still die?
Butler. So what it usually requires is another medical aid roll after a stretch. But he had been treating Anderson, so that means it would require a stamina roll to stabilize. Now here's the problem. Chris already made a stamina roll, but that was for the infection, which is different. So it technically would require another stamina roll. So since I screwed up, I will give you the option, Chris, on whether that stamina roll was for the infection or if that stamina roll was for the crit, the one that he passed.
Which one's better?
Surviving.
Infection, right?
Or not surviving. That's up to you. That's what I'm saying. If you keep that success on the 1d6 that you had
I was going to say, it's not
for the
gonna-
infection, then he's not infected, but he still might die from the crit.
We'll go with that one.
You want to go with the potential that he might die from the crit? That means like you have a 1 in 16 chance to dying from the crit. Or you switch it over for the crit, and then he possibly has the infection, which he could still die from, but the infection could then be treated by...
I guess that's true. So, yeah, we'll do that. Count it for the crit, and then we'll deal with infection as time goes on.
Okay, and the virulence also applies to the medical aid rolls to treat the infection. So that -3 would apply to Keanu's rolls for the infection.
But I think that's also more realistic because you'd be treating the actual wound, not treating the possible infection first. It's like, holy shit, he's bleeding out. Fix that.
Yeah, so you want to have it be that he was treating the stamina roll was to stabilize for the crit.
Yeah, because I mean he's bleeding out. That's what you're going to do.
Right. Okay, so that means it'll still then require one more stamina roll for the infection. So that's the 1d6. So if you roll a 6, the whole thing's moot right now. Not whole thing, because he would still have to stabilize the crit.
You want me to do it now?
Yes.
I swear to God. How the fuck did that happen?
It's meant to be. Brian, you still have to roll a success to stabilize this crit then. So, and this is just so that, I'm, crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's and whatnot. So.
Okay, so I've got to roll what now?
A medical aid roll.
Oh, but I got to do it with Keanu.
Yes, with Keanu.
All right, hold on. I got to pull
and
up
the virulence modifier applies, so it's a -3 on.
I didn't think we'd be back at Keanu today.
Medical aid.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. It's not a -3 because it's not for the infection, it's for the stabilizing crit, so it's a flat medical aid roll.
Flat medical aid?
Yeah.
All right, so I am seeing a B for that. So, but that, and I need, where's the other one? That one. That's a 4 and a 4.
Do you want to push that roll?
Yes. 5 and a 3.
Well, that balances it out. Luck comes and luck taketh away.
All right, so tell me what that looks like. You guys, give me some fluff with that.
Well, what are the
Brian.
repercussions on that?
Then it's going to require another stamina roll, and then he's going to have to treat you again for another stretch.
Well, that's not going to happen. I can't get lucky 3 times.
I know.
I mean, really, it's you've got Keanu, who's a younger guy. He's still very much a kid who's way in over his head, and just he's now dealing with the last 2 people that he knows on Earth to be on his side, kind of thing, and both of them are bleeding out in the open field here. So he is just doing everything he can to try and keep both of them alive, but he's only gone through, the minimal basic before they just basically were like, hey, you're a warm body with a gun, get over there.
Yeah.
So, he's doing what he can, like, hey, you're bleeding from this spot, let me stuff something in that, and hey, you're bleeding from that spot, let me stuff something in that.
And I would think, like Butler was earlier saying, look, man, I don't think I'm going to make it. Make sure you take care of Anderson. He's pretty fucked up. I'm a lost cause at this point. I'm bleeding out. If you can stop the bleeding, great. But Anderson's your priority.
I'm gonna try my best. Just, both you guys are pretty messed up. I don't know what to do.
Do your best. Let chips fall where they may.
All right, so now it'll be a stamina roll from Butler.
Holy fucking shit.
You've got loaded dice.
Quit cheating, Chris.
Brian?
3 6s in a row.
Yeah.
The devil.
Brian.
Ooh, damn it. I didn't think of that.
Medical aid roll, Brian.
Okay, what am I? Medical aid?
Uh-huh. And at this point, just to keep our math accurate, that's a point of stress that Keanu is taking now. Because he hasn't slept. We're headed into 24 hours.
Okay, so then I've now got a 3 and a 1.
Oh, a 3 and a 1 on the roll?
Yes.
Do you want to push that roll?
Okay, here's what happens, though. I can't.
Why?
Because if I push this roll, that 1 becomes a point of stress, correct?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I then become incapacitated by stress if I
but
take
you
that.
might succeed.
But I'll still take that stress no matter what.
You will. And then he would end up with a mental trauma from it.
Oh, crap.
But you could save him.
I mean, Keanu is not going to let somebody just die. So, Of course, we're going to push this roll.
Uh-huh.
All right.
You only get to roll that 1 die. That wasn't the 1.
Yep, we get to roll the 1. We're rolling the 1.
The fact that Keanu might end up with a mental trauma on this is amazing.
It makes sense. He's gone through some shit.
And the fact that you're ruining my 3 6s.
No, he's going to because I can't do anything about the
I know.
1.
Well, you might not get a long-term mental trauma. There's still a roll for that.
4.
Oh, shit.
It just wasn't meant to be.
All right, so that's a point of stress. He's now incapacitated by stress.
Yep,
which
I
means
just
he
hit
wouldn't be
4.
able to treat you. But after a shift, or not a shift, a stretch, you would be able to recover from being incapacitated by stress. So let's deal with that real quick.
Holy
Since
crap.
we're doing
this
those
got
things.
like really real, like really quick. Like, hey, I forgot this one rule real quick. Hold on.
I realized when I forgot it that this might go the other route, and I
Holy
was like, we should
crap.
play this out.
To be fair, when this all happened, I had already put an X next to all 3 of these characters as dead, so this is all bonus to me.
I mean, I definitely assumed Butler was dead because there's no way I'm rolling 3 6s in a row.
Well, 4 now. Now you got to roll another one.
Well, that
Fourth
one's
one.
not. Come on.
If you hit a 6 again, you
I need to play the
mark
lottery.
that dice and make sure you always roll that for everything.
All right, incapacitated by stress. When you suffered stress equal to or in excess of your stress capacity, you are incapacitated by stress. You are paralyzed with fear, indecision, or break down in despair. You can run for cover, but you can't perform any other actions or roll for any skills. So, for the recovery, you automatically heal 1 point of stress remaining after a shift. That's different. Mental trauma. Stress doesn't inflict critical injuries like damage does, but each time you become incapacitated by stress, you risk suffering long-term mental trauma. Roll an empathy roll the next time you rest or sleep for a shift. Okay, so we'll do that later.
Okay.
Chris.
No mas. He doesn't have any 6s left in him.
Maybe. You never know.
A 1.
That is a pushable roll, but you can't roll on a 1 unless you want to spend a challenge coin, which I'm going to assume you're not going to on Butler.
No. And with a 16% chance? No.
All right, so we got Keanu sitting over there, and he's broken down and just not able to do anything else. So what does that look like, Brian? And then that'll feed into what's going on right here.
Well, I mean, the way I see it is, if we're almost looking at the camera would be kind of up in the air, kind of an above down view, and you just see these two, just mangled, laying in a open area, almost like a drone shot with just, these two are just mangled meat laying on the ground, and Keanu just keeps kind of bouncing back and forth, and you just see him going back and forth until he finally just kind of gets to Anderson's side and is trying to pack his wounds the best he can, and he just starts sobbing over top of Anderson because this is so far outside of what he is capable of doing and has ever been trained to do, and his age and inexperience just takes over, and he's just pressing it into Anderson, like, just please don't die, please.
Anderson or Butler?
Anderson.
Okay.
Because Butler was telling him, hey, make sure Anderson survives, so he's just pushing and holding as tight as he can on the wound on Anderson, and just weeping over top of him, just please don't die, please. Hold on, please.
Butler.
So I picture Butler, the way that I pictured it based on your description previously, is like, because remember he was taking cover kind of behind a rock when he was firing originally, and he was leaned up against the rock when he had the gun, and they were swarming towards. So I picture him leaning back against the rock with his head tilted back, kind of looking up at the sky, his hands holding his guts together, basically. BDUs completely just soaked through with blood. When he pulls his hands away, there's just red blood dripping off of his hands. And he's looking at his hands, and he knows. He knows this is it. And Keanu Peterson, you did good, buddy. You did good. Try to keep Anderson. Try to keep him alive. This is as far as I can get you. Sorry, I couldn't do more. And he looks at the sky and he says, Lord, please protect them the rest of the way. That's all I can do. And he closes his eyes and he's gone.
So the camera would turn and point over at Keanu. And we see Keanu just like draped over top of Anderson, passed out from exhaustion. Because when you're incapacitated by stress, when you're sleep deprived, you fall asleep from exhaustion. Sleep deprived. If incapacitated by stress while sleep deprived, you collapse and sleep for at least one shift.
He's going to wake up and be like, fuck, it wasn't a nightmare.
He's going to wake up with a mental trauma.
Empathy roll? Flat empathy, just the attribute.
So just the attribute.
Just the attribute.
Okay, so that is a B only.
If he fails this, then he has to roll on the mental trauma.
5.
Roll a d10.
So that's a roll on the trauma table?
Yes.
All right, here we go again. D10. Something low. 4.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Nightmares. So while he's passed out, you're supposed to roll coolness under fire every shift spent sleeping. If failed, the sleep doesn't count. So while he's passed out there, we see Anderson's just kind of like in and out of consciousness. And we would like go in towards Keanu's head and just kind of like dissolve into this scene. And
Is it the puppy? It's the damn puppy, isn't it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. Brian.
As we go into Keanu's nightmare state, we hear water, we hear waves crashing, and we see Keanu on a surfboard, kind of in a dark surf setting, out on his own, and he's pushing against those waves, but the waves kind of keep like shoving him out, and he starts yelling for help, but he doesn't see anybody around. And as he keeps paddling his board trying to push forward, he's yelling for help.
Help! 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 Somebody!
And the silence, just all you hear is the waves crashing. And as he keeps pushing forward into these waves, all of a sudden the waves slowly just change to be blood, almost like the Shining. And you know, he's just surrounded by it, and his board dissolves out from under him as he just slowly starts to just sink and drown and fade into the blood of the water.
Somebody!
So as he's falling into the darkness, he looks over and he sees Butler. And we cut away. All right, there we go. That was a good way to resolve that. Now that's been finished out.
Holy crap.
I wasn't sure if my character was in or out of consciousness at the when
That's why I was like in and out of consciousness.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine you're like fucking Keanu, Keanu, wake up. I can't move my legs. You're sleeping on me. All right, so we got Emmett and Bruce headed towards the church, and Murph is headed towards the bunker. Murph, why don't you roll me a recon roll? It's the observation one, and I think it's Emmett has a better one. Roll me the other one.
Holy crap.
3 successes for Murph. You got an 11 and a 6.
Okay.
Recon 4. Okay, sorry. Emmett, we're back to Emmett. There we go. C. 10 and a 5, so 2 successes.
Okay. Murph, as you're headed towards the bunker, you see a one of the Polish guard, like the vehicles that they've had kind of patrolling around, one of the APCs, and it seems like they're patrolling, looking for potential problems, essentially. But you notice them before they notice you.
He just either, hides behind something or ducks inside of a building, whatever cover he can find, and waits. He's not in a hurry.
Okay. Roll me a recon roll. With a +1 from terrain.
I believe that's 2 successes, 9 and a 7.
All right. So, yeah, you're able to hide from them as they go by, and they don't seem to have noticed you. Brian and Kyle. So as Bruce and Emmett are headed up the road, you see a group that is... they appear to probably be NATO. There's like 6 of them right now. And kind of walking down the street. Do you guys want to try to talk to them, or do you guys want to, avoid them?
Do we recognize any of them?
Actually, you know what? You do. You recognize the LT, and a couple of the other guys look like they're familiar from that platoon.
The LT that
Yep,
drugged us,
Poison
stole
LT.
us? Yeah,
Lieutenant Hoover. Yep,
Okay. Holy crap.
because he sucks.
Yeah.
Damn it, I was going to make that joke. Because it was obvious. That's why I was going to make it.
Eventually you'll catch one of them balls off the tee.
Hey, Emmett, that guy look familiar to you?
Yeah, we don't want nothing to do with those guys. Best thing is just keep on moving.
Was I there for that? Would I
No,
recognize?
you were not.
No, you were not there.
That's
for
what
that.
I was just
You
like,
would-
wait,
you-
this
yeah,
guy
you
wasn't
don't know,
here.
You don't know any of these guys, but
Never mind.
All right, so you guys are going to try to hide from them.
Yes.
So why don't you go ahead and give me a recon roll with a +1 for, but that's your
I'm the
lowest
bad
one.
recon, so that's me.
The bad recon, but it's also pushable.
1 success.
Do you want to push that roll?
Yes, I will push the D10.
Okay.
A 5, so still just 1 success.
Okay, so tell me what trying to hide from them looks like.
Nonchalant, we're trying to find an offshoot off to the side where we won't be noticed, kind of get behind things, always keep something between them and us. I mean, we're not like low crawling or anything, but we're definitely trying to, back alley, burned car, move kind of around and through, use as much cover as possible just to try to not jump out.
Okay. So you guys duck down that alley, and you see them walking. They get right at the entrance to the alley that you're hiding in, and you see the lieutenant kind of turn his head and look down the alley, and then continue walking. Because that's fun. And they walk right by. Chris, you show up at the edge of the bunker. You get to that area that they've not quarantined off, but their security perimeter, and you see a couple guys that are out there kind of patrolling, and they see you coming up. They're just kind of walking around. And what do you want to do? But you see them, they see you.
He walks up to them completely nonchalant, like he belongs there. And he says, I'm here to meet Jelko. Please tell him it's Sergeant Murphy, the sniper. I have a present for him.
The club is closed right now.
I understand, but is he here? You can take my weapons, whatever. I just need to have a quick conversation with him. I have information that he definitely needs.
The one guy looks at the other one and he says something to him in Polish. And looks back at him and he's like, hold on 1 minute.
Sure.
And he starts walking back towards the bunker. The other guy's still standing there with you.
And this is the day following the shooting, right?
Yeah, this is the next day. Yeah. As you look around, it definitely seems like they've increased the security around here. Like they're kind of patrolling, and you can kind of look around the outskirts of the area, and it's like they're checking buildings, they're looking around, looking for, whatever they might be able to spot.
I tell the guy, you can stop looking for the guy who fired the shot last night.
Well, do you know who it was?
I do. And he is no longer with us. He is not a problem.
Well, they're still going to check because apparently our security perimeter is a little laxed, if you will.
Oh, that is a perfectly good idea. And he actually looks up at the surrounding buildings. And tells them, he's like, if I was targeting this place, I would be there, or preferably there up on that roof where I have good concealment.
Yeah, they're checking some of these buildings. They're checking everything that's around, so looking for whatever lapse there might be. But I appreciate the input.
Sure. I want to be on good terms with Mr. Jelko.
All right, Chris, roll me a d6. This is going to be a luck roll.
1.
All right. So
It giveth and taketh away.
yeah, so the guy comes back after a little while, and he comes back over, and he's like, he is not here. He is left already for the day. He won't be back until the evening.
Okay. What time?
Sometime in the evening. He doesn't necessarily have a set work schedule, if you know what I mean. But he usually comes in closer towards, quote, opening time, when more people start showing up.
2000 hours, something like that?
Potentially. He may be here by then, but at least the club will be open. But right now they are closed.
Okay, fair enough. Please do me a favor. Leave word that I stopped by and just need to have a quick conversation with him.
All right.
It'll be worth his while, without a doubt.
I will let him know. And the other guy's like, I will also tell him your information about the sniper, as you said.
Yes. And he's gonna leave and actually go to the spot that we had agreed to for a drop or indicator, whatever you want to call it, right? So tradecraft.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the hex to the north of y'all, since we'd never really to north of where you are. Like,
Yeah. We said we would just say it was in the area.
yeah.
So he's gonna go check that out, and whatever we agreed to, he can pick up a rock and scratch on it if he had to.
Yeah. There's like something like that. There would be some sort of marker. Roll me a recon roll.
Straight.
Yeah, straight recon roll.
9 and a 7.
You're going along, and you see a group of 6 of them, and you recognize the same LT, Lieutenant Hoover, and a couple of the other guys that you recognize from out in the countryside, but they don't seem to have noticed you yet.
As tempting as it would be to want to say something to that dude, he is going to avoid them.
Okay.
skirt off into the shadows and just avoid them.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a recon roll to hide.
No need to fuck it up when we're so close to leaving.
You get a +1 for the terrain.
Oh, okay. So that's an 8 and a 6.
Okay. So you're able to sneak around him. Tell me what that looks like.
So he sees them coming. Pretty sure that they didn't see him. And he just skirts towards the side of a building, slips into the alleyway between them, and just slides into a doorway. Not through the door, but just in the doorway, peeking his head around the corner of the door sill. Waiting for them to go by.
Yeah, and you see them walk by, and you can hear them kind of like talking to each other as they go by. Sure, let's do that. Someone roll me a D10, actually.
I got it. I rolled a 10.
10? Yeah, so you hear him talking as they're going by, and one of the guys is saying something to the LT, and the guy that's talking to him you don't recognize from the other group. He just seems like he's also NATO, but he's like, you know, I kind of heard something weird, LT. There was apparently some sort of Black Hawk helicopter, they say, went down during the Battle of Kalish, and they apparently had some sort of documents about Operation Reset when it went down, and every intelligence faction, you know, has been wanting those papers, both sides. And that's kind of what you hear them talking about as they go by.
Interesting. And we're working under the assumption, because weren't we told that we think the Soviets had our battle plan beforehand?
Something about the battle plan, yeah.
File that away.
And yeah, they continue on. Emmett and Bruce, go ahead and roll me another recon roll.
That would be me, the bad recon.
No, it's the good recon.
Oh, then that's Brian.
Yeah, it's the 2C stuff.
2C stuff. 7 and an 8, 2 successes.
All right, cool. All right, so you're going along. You make it a couple more hexes if you want to move yourselves wherever the hell you're going to move. It's another 400 meters. And as you're going, you're kind of walking by and kind of keeping an eye out, I'm assuming, for whatever patrols you might see or whatever. And you hear this, like, coughing noise coming down from, like, one of the alleyways off of the main road here. And you glance down and you see a man, like, leaned up against a wall in the alley. And it's like, and you can see blood oozing out of him. And he's just laying there and like, like breathing heavy. What do you want to do? Do you want to continue on? He does not seem to have noticed you.
I think we should probably avoid the bubonic plague here.
Man, he looks like he got shot.
We feeling charitable, or should we just move on to this church?
I don't want to watch. No, I better go check him out.
All right, so you start walking down towards him, and he sees you as you're walking towards him. He's like, Captain, because he can see your, captain's bars on you. He's like, come here, Captain. But this is like a guy in like civilian clothes, right? But he's speaking English, like native English. Do you say anything to him, Brian?
Yeah, Emmett would move to him and be, what happened to you? You all right?
The package to the church. Take the package. And he's like pointing down towards the end of the alley to the church. Reset.
Which church?
Reset. And that's it. death rattle.
Holy crap, he's dead. Well, get the package to... where's this package? Like, what would I see? Like, if he's got a gunshot or some injury to him? Or
Yeah, he'd been shot and had just been, like, bleeding out, basically.
Oh, man. He's dead. Somebody wanted him dead. Do we want to get involved in this?
Well, I mean, are we able to check and see if he has a package?
He was pointing down towards the end of the alley, further down in, and down there you actually do see like a pile of just garbage and like random old boxes, some stuff over there.
I go down and check it out.
Okay. So you go walking down there. Roll me recon roll. Whoever's got the best one. Are you both going to go search Emmett? He does not seem to have a package on him.
Okay, so yeah, then we would go down and see where he was pointing at. So then that's me.
+1?
Yeah, +1. I'll say +1.
+1? Ooh, then I'll put that one down. That is a 9 and a 6. So that's 2 successes.
You see a manila envelope that has like one of those red strings that like ties them together, around those little circles that are little grommets that are on it.
Well, I mean, it's the only thing in this pile of stuff that doesn't look like it's supposed to be trash.
Yeah, it's the only thing in there that like you kind of picked up a bunch of random pieces of debris and like paper and boxes, and it was just like kind of underneath all that. It looked like it was like hastily shoved underneath this.
All right, well, I guess Emmett would see what's in the envelope.
Okay. You open up the envelope, and inside of it is a map of Poland. Kind of a zoomed in area of it, but you recognize that that's what it is. And there's a couple locations that are marked on it, and they're kind of sort of straight north from here. I don't know, maybe, let's see, 80 so kilometers in that general vicinity, straight north of Krakow.
Are these locations random, or are they marking actual cities, or just...
A couple of them are near cities, but mostly they're in the countryside. Like, it doesn't seem like they're marking cities so much as like areas within, and then there's like a string of numbers, like you're assuming would probably be latitude, longitudes.
That look like much to you?
There's never much for map reading, but, I mean, somebody's got to be able to interpret this. What was it he was saying? Reset?
That's what he said. Package needs delivered to the church. So I say we take it with us to the church. That's where we're headed anyway. See if anybody can make heads or tails of it there. If not, we'll hang on to it, and we're headed north anyhow, so maybe we can try and decipher where some of these X's are landing.
I'm in.
All right. Roll me a recon roll. As you guys continue on, I'm assuming.
That's a 2 and a 3.
Well, you're lucky. Because I drew one that did not have a road on it, which means it's not applicable.
We don't think Emmett would have a basic understanding.
Well, like I said, there's some numbers on it that appear to be latitude, longitude, and specific points that are marked on it. So that's it. I mean, there are points that are marked on it and latitudes and longitudes. 4 different locations. All right. Move 2 more hexes and then roll me 1 more recon roll. Because there was a card that was not valid.
All right. 7 and a 2, 1 success.
All right, so as you're getting closer to the church, you're walking along and you see this stray dog that's eating out of this trash can. Basically, just kind of looks like it's making do with whatever garbage it can find. Doesn't seem to have noticed you, but it's just like in the alley, like sniffing around in the trash can for food. Are you going to continue on, or what?
You much of a dog person, Emmett?
Heck no. Yeah, you don't know where I've been. No, we would definitely just keep on moving.
All right. And, yeah, so you head on towards the church. We see the two of them starting to walk up towards the church. And you can see that guy out front of the church that's been doing the sermons, standing out there, yelling in Polish. And cut away. Murph, what are you doing? What's your plan? You did not find a message at the location you were supposed to look.
But he leaves one.
Okay. What does the message say?
Well, I don't think I have like pen and paper available.
You got blood?
Now, wherever the drop spot was, he just picks up a rock and like makes an X on it.
Okay.
And after he does that, before doing so, I can roll a recon, but he looks around to make sure he's not being observed.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like you're being observed. I already did the cards for that.
And then he's just going to make his way back to the area around the club and chill in one of the abandoned buildings until it's time.
Okay.
He'll just observe it and wait to see when Jelko shows up.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, that was kind of a production when he got there.
You never saw him show up. You saw the Polish guys show up, but you never saw Jelko show up.
Okay. So yeah, he'll just go and observe the area.
Okay. All right. Roll me a recon roll to hide, because I'm assuming you're probably going to try to hide while it's doing that.
Yep. Straight or +1 with terrain?
+1. And it's pushable.
11? And an 11. 2 11s.
Okay, so 4 successes. All right.
Yeah.
Nope, no one notices you. All right, so you're looking out, and you can see them kind of, patrolling around, and maybe they'd already, searched this building before, And you do kind of see, they have a couple, sharpshooters, maybe, some guys with rifles, posted around as you look around. And you're like, oh, they got a guy there, they got a guy there, they got somebody there, just kind of, maybe acting more like counter snipers than snipers,
Yeah, and I should have said it, but I purposely did not go to one of the locations that I said.
Right, that you pointed
hey,
out. Yeah.
I would be there.
But it looks like, oh, wait, they went to that one. They went to that one. And they went to that one. Because they were like, maybe this guy with the Dragunov knows what he's talking about.
Hopefully.
And, yeah, so some time goes by, and you're there waiting. We cut back over to the church. We see Emmett and Bruce walking in, and there's a gentleman there. He's like, can I help you?
Is this the same guy from before?
Yes, same guy in the suit. It's kind of raggedy looking suit.
How long has it been since we've been here?
Couple days? It's been a couple days since you've been here.
Okay, I'm just...
It only feels like months.
Right. that's
It's only real world been months.
Yeah.
In game it's been
that's
2
why I'm
days,
asking.
maybe 3 at most.
Okay. Yeah, I was just stopping back by to see if you'd gotten any word about my friends that we had talked about the any contact with the embassy or anything, or and actually I've got this document that you might be able to make heads or tails of. And he would kind of show him the map.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like some Polish guy, you know what I mean? He looks, he's like, well, his map, I see some places that are marked. They seem to be mostly in the countryside, apparently, but nothing major in any of those areas.
Okay, so none of this means nothing to you?
No, it does not mean anything specific to me. And no, I have not heard anything about. I haven't heard any word back from anyone from the embassy or anything about your other friends that you had spoken of before. I have not seen anyone. The priest, if I remember correctly, you said something about a Father Roberts. Is that correct?
Yeah, but we told you he was the one leading service here and had passed.
No, that was Roger, or that was a different one. Yeah.
That was Roberts.
Well, actually, Rogers was his real name. It was
McIntyre?
McIntyre. Father McIntyre was what he knew him as. Yeah.
Okay. Good night. All right. So, okay.
Father Roberts was the guy from the village. Yeah.
Yes. So he hasn't made it here. Fantastic. The other one we already told you was dead. Sorry for bringing that up again.
This is very dramatic, and he starts weeping. Why must you remind me of these things?
Is the little girl still being taken care of? Did we find someone to take?
The sisters had been taking care of her. I'm not sure. And he's kind of looking around. He's like, I don't see any of them around. I can ask and see if they have anything. But they had been taking care of her.
No, it's fine. We figured I'd ask, seeing as how we got her here. Mm-hmm. Emmett would kind of nudge Bruce here a little bit, like, here we've actually come into a little bit, so maybe we could give a little something for taking care of the little girl for us. And he would nudge Bruce just a little bit, like.
So I have, I think, 30 bullets left over from the money we took. I think we took a little over 110 or something into the bunker when we went. So
okay.
30 was about what we had left, so I would just kind of hold that out in both hands, kind of like, here, we'd like to donate this to just kind of, whatever cause we can help with.
Well, thank you very much. I will, hold on, let me go. I appreciate this. I will take this over and we'll, put it in the, whatever, treasury? The coffer? I don't know.
Donation.
Yeah, bullets in the donation plate. Yep, that's an amazing image. And so he goes walking over and, like, with the handful of bullets and, like, with cupped hands, like, drops them in and just clank, 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 clank. As all these, like, random different kinds of bullets fall into this, collection plate. God, I want to see that in a movie. Anyway, you kind of look around as he walks off, and you see another man, and there's a couple other people, but they, like, a couple civilians, and, there's an old woman sitting over by the candles, and she's, like, tell she's praying, and you can see an older gentleman sitting in the pews, and he looks like he's praying, but you see another man. He has blonde hair and a mustache, and he's kind of looking around, and you guys kind of catch eyes with each other for a second. Like, you both kind of are looking around, and you're looking at him, and you see him looking at you, and notices you.
I think this guy's coming on to me, Bruce. No.
It's been a while. Go introduce yourself.
Jeremy, you saw them carrying a manila envelope with the thing, and you were kind of waiting for something like this.
He makes his way over, and brilliant architecture, isn't it?
Yeah. This is one of the churchier Polish churches I've seen.
Yeah, it's but you see the cornices there. They
what?
date back. The cornice.
Yeah, got a
Right.
big cornice guy. Big cornice guy.
Yeah, I see you're not big into architecture. I'm sorry. I failed to introduce myself. My name is Ellis. And you are?
My friends call me Bruce.
Bruce. Is this a first name or a surname?
My surname.
Oh, a Scotsman. Oh,
Yeah.
I won't hold this against you. Now, I noticed you handed him an envelope.
Oh, yeah? Were you
No. We
expecting
didn't
an
hand
envelope?
him anything.
Yeah.
Well, you showed him the map.
Yeah, I showed him an envelope, and that's actually none of your business.
Oh, but you see, that is my business.
Oh, no, but you see that it's not your business.
Where, pray tell, did you receive this envelope?
Hold on, Chatty Cathy. Don't even think about it. I can already see Bruce over there just wanting to spill every last bit of the beans. Like, I'm going to be as honest as possible about all of this.
I mean, a couple blocks back, there was a guy.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
Subtlety. Subtle.
Yes.
Subtlety.
Stop saying subtlety.
Now, a couple blocks back,
Nope.
you say.
No, he did not say that. What does this envelope mean to you?
Well, I was waiting on a courier, but he has yet to arrive,
Courier's British for mailman.
and I am now concerned for his welfare. Also, the information he was carrying.
This sounds like the guy. Emmett. That was supposed to.
He can hear you. Oh, please stop.
The man said subtlety.
Yeah,
You're not being very
repeatedly.
subtle.
Again.
I'm trying.
All right, I know, Bruce.
Is he well? Does his Tourette's?
He's a good soldier, and
Look,
I actually trust him with my life at this point, but subtlety is something he repeats but doesn't execute well.
Oh, yes. Well,
Anyhow, if you would be willing to explain to me what's going on this map, we're already headed north. We were going to go check out where these X's came from. We just happened to cross this envelope. But
yeah, we're going up and see if we can find his son somewhere up northeast somewhere.
divulging information. Good
wait,
night.
I'm sorry. You're looking for your son?
Yeah. My son Keanu, he's over here somewhere. Last we heard, Bruce had seen what we believe to be his tank north of the city.
Oh.
Yeah, several kilometers northeast gas station.
Stop!
All right,
Bruce,
I'm gonna go light a
please.
candle.
We don't know who this guy is. We do not need to divulge any extra information.
This is Nigel or whatever he said. I mean, come on.
Ellis,
Ellis, like the island. He's pretty much American.
I wouldn't go that far. Now, this envelope. Your son, understandably. Now, about the folder. Perhaps you could return the portfolio to me, for which I've been waiting.
How do we know it's for you? And you're not one of the reasons the courier was shot and killed. Oh, shit, never mind. God, sorry.
Oh, shot and killed the courier. That's a shame.
I love Bruce.
Now, pray tell, if I had shot this courier, I would have taken the envelope from him directly.
Well, he'd obviously hidden it at the end of the act.
Good night, Bruce. Sit down in that pew right there and take a breath for me, please. Oh my God!
British people are trusting. It's not my fault.
No, you are trusting.
Now, see here. No, he is right. We are both on the same side, are we not? NATO forces, right?
I don't trust NATO forces anymore either, my friend. We have come through a lot. The last NATO guys I ran across, I I mean, has been basically a 50-50 shot. I mean, one group seemed like they would be willing to buy me a drink. The next group poisoned me and took all my stuff. So they all were wearing NATO gear. At this point, I don't trust another human being as far as I can throw them until I can have a reason to trust them.
It's not an unsound reasoning. Now,
Did we check our weapons at the door?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just want to double check.
Yeah.
there's little I can offer you. That I am the intended recipient of this information. Other than my word.
Well, I mean, the fact that you even know about this information means that I'm pretty sure we're talking to the right person. The gentleman in question, as Bruce so delicately put it,
yes.
we found him shot in the alley. He was bleeding out. We tried to give him assistance. He told us where he kind of stashed the envelope and that Mark's is where it needed to go. We were already coming here. We were looking for some friends of ours that aren't coming, but it kind of gives us a reason to be here.
So, you have no particular attachment to this information?
We don't, but
I mean, we don't even understand it. We just see a bunch of...
Bruce, I said sit in the pew.
The best part about this is, as far as Bruce knows,
he's a captain.
Emmett actually outranks him.
Oh, man.
Look, at this point in time, this envelope doesn't mean anything to us. But in the situation we're in the world that we are in right now, we also know that knowledge is power, and power is worth something. I don't know what these X's on this map mean, but I figure they might be worth something to you, or might be something that we need to know about because we're headed that direction anyhow.
Well, I'll make you a deal. You said you were trying to find your son, who's somewhere north of here, a few kilometers, yes?
Yes.
I help you find your son, and you give me the envelope.
That sounds like a pretty good deal.
Bruce!
Sorry.
And should along our travels, you determine that I am a trustworthy individual, perhaps you provide me with that information ahead of time, before we find your son. It's a very large country, and the odds of finding him are going to be slim. But you still have the envelope, which I require. So, not to say all's for naught, but perhaps, after a time of looking, you will trust me enough to provide me with this envelope.
So you're basically telling me that you're willing to help me along the mission that I have for the information in this envelope.
It's a fair trade.
And that you are willing to wait for the information in this envelope until a later time.
I don't know what I'm waiting for, so sure.
Sure, real quick, because I just want to interject this for the listeners. Jeremiah had no idea what the fuck this envelope thing was. Nope. I just knew he had a character and where this character was going to be, and I was like, I'm going to do this. So Jeremy has no idea what this is about, and I'll have to fill him in a little bit on things later.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'd like to know what my character knows at some point.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. I drew an encounter card and was like, oh, this will be fun.
Well, okay.
Dying
Ref,
spy.
Ref,
Yo.
Is there a time component to the knowledge that I would have for whatever it is?
Not exactly.
Okay, so
Somewhat.
it's like
Somewhat, but...
not an immediate, importance.
It depends. It depends on your point of view. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not oh my God, I need this tomorrow. But it's also like, you know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go off and spend 4 fucking months looking for Keanu versus this thing.
Right.
Okay,
well, I mean,
cool.
4 months from now, we'll only have traveled 2 days, so
No. In game time, 4 months. Like
we'll never see each other.
we'll all our characters will be dead by then.
Yeah, that's what we'll be rolling dice in the nursing home.
Yeah. All right, so we cut back over and we see Murphy kind of watching, and it's starting to get later in the day, and the evening's coming along, and you can see people starting to come towards the club now, Murph.
I'm going to assume none of those people were Joko, though.
No, you have not seen Jelko yet.
I mean, I guess he could have another way in, or he might not just been available. Air quotes. He'll give it a little bit longer, just to see if he sees Joko. But if not, he'll make his way over. I mean, worst case, if you know what, fuck it. If people are going in, he'll go. He can. I don't have any fucking rounds to use as collateral unless I take him out of a magazine.
That's an option.
Yeah, which I can do.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, he'll make his way over to the air quotes checkpoint again.
Okay. And we see Murphy walking towards the checkpoint.